Hey.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Lonald.
Can you hear me?
Lonald.
Can you hear me, Craig?
Lonald McRonald.
Yes.
Oh. This is
Why?
This is Craig. This is Craig.
Yeah, I know. Why
From
couldn't
Silly Stuff Inc.
Why couldn't you have used the phone?
What?
Why couldn't you have used the phone?
Well, because I'm not really a phone person, I get kind of shy on the phone, but, when I'm on Skype, I don't know, I just have, sitting in front of a computer makes me feel more confident.
It took me an hour and a half to get this stupid thing set up.
Well, here we are.
It took me an hour and a half, Craig.
Yeah, I know, I know. This,
I don't have that kind of time, Craig. I'm not a computer fan. I don't have this kind of time to mess around with this.
You're not a computer fan, but you don't go to the MySpaces or the YouTubes or anything like that.
What?
The MySpaces or the YouTubes, those websites that all the kids go on.
I have no idea what that is.
You've never heard of MySpace? I'll send you a link.
No, I know. I've heard it on the. What do you want?
Anyway, I wanna tell you about this the store that me and Silly Stuff Inc. want to open up.
That's a terrible name.
That's the name of my company. That's the name of my company.
I know. Just right off the bat, I'm telling you, I'm not into it yet. That's a bad name.
Well, okay, sit back. I wanna open a Swiss Army knives.
Yeah, I know Swiss Army knives.
Well, imagine a store with Swiss everything else.
Are you talking about opening up a store or a manufacturing plant?
A store with only Swiss things. Like, imagine, instead of a Swiss Army knife, you can have a Swiss fork, spoon. I mean, you get the fork, the spoon, all in the same thing. You just pull it out. There you go.
Look, okay,
That's just one idea there.
I'm very selective in my investments. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't. I haven't gotten to where I've gotten because I invested in any old thing that came along. And this sounds like you haven't quite thought it out all the way. You're talking about starting up a store, except the item that you're talking about possibly selling, I don't think exists. I mean, we have Swiss Army knives, but you're talking about Swiss everything, and they don't make that.
Well, we'll figure something out. Cause no, it's just like a Swiss, Swiss cheese. It's not really the same thing, but it has the word Swiss in it. Anything that has to do with Swiss, it's funny. That's why it's because I'm the CEO of. Well, it's not like an official,
Craig, we've known each other like
it's just me and a couple of guys.
Craig, but I've known you for like 15 years, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna lay it out without any of the crap. This sounds like a bad idea.
What?
This sounds like a bad idea.
No. You could have the Swiss school thing, and the pencil comes out, and the scissor comes out, and the ruler comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're talking about like products to make, but then you were previously you were talking about opening up a store.
We'll figure that out later.
Now, I think you need to figure it out now.
I know exactly what I am talking about.
Well, yeah, but you gotta figure it out now if you want me to invest in this company of yours.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I don't know how. I don't know where I would start with making that stuff. That's the.
Oh, look.
Do you know?
Look, I've got. Okay, I'm not going to do your work for you. Okay, if you need investment, you got a business plan. Because look at this company I just started up. Okay, look at this. See that? We sell. Like, you can't see, but we got bags here. We got bags here. And
bags.
Yeah, the bags. They're for supermarkets. They're not the plastic bags. They're made out of cloth material, and they're reusable. And you know why? Because San Francisco passed a law. San Francisco passed a law saying that they could no longer use plastic bags. And
Why?
so it's an eco thing. I have no idea. It's San Francisco. What do you expect?
That's stupid.
I know, but
crap.
So they started out that law, and so we started selling these bags that people can have, so they can bring cloth bags. Because I mean, a law like this comes up. We see that a law like this is coming up, and we start selling these bags, and people are buying them because they have to. It's the law now. But there's no law saying that people, if they have a knife, it also has to be a ruler and a pair of scissors and a spring or whatever. And I mean, I don't think there's a huge market for that outside of the already Swiss market.
You're right. It was a stupid idea.
Well, I don't think it was. I just think you need to put a little bit more thought into some of these things.
No, this is. I was up all night writing down ideas and stuff for the store, but the thought that I would actually have to make this stuff never came into my mind, and I never really planned that part out.
See, you got to think about that stuff.
I'm new to this.
Yeah, I know. You're
I'm new to this business stuff.
Oh, listen, do you have any other ideas?
At first, I wanted to make a flying motorcycle store with flying motorcycles.
That's worse than the first idea. I mean, I think that sounds like.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to a flying? Who wouldn't want a flying motorcycle?
I would like to have a flying motorcycle, except they don't. That's another one of those things that I think we're probably. I mean, I think you're just ahead of your time here because.
That's a compliment, right?
Yeah, sure. It's because it's. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get those things in for another 30, 40, 200 years. So I mean, one day, I'm sure there will be flying motorcycle stores, and they'll say that Craig thought of it first, but he was just too ahead of his time.
That's a compliment.
Sure.
Well, actually, it's not.
Well, do you have any other ideas?
There's the wallet store.
The wallet store?
The store that sells wallets of all kind.
This is the least terrible idea you've had so far.
Oh, really?
Yes, actually, this is far better than the flying motorcycle.
Wallets can't fly, and you can't
although I think the one problem with the wallet store is that. I mean, we're talking about one single item here. Why not open up something like a men's accessory store?
Because I want to sell wallets.
Yeah, well, you can sell wallets, but you have to have other items, because when someone comes in, they're going to buy maybe at most one wallet. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of people coming in and buying multiple items. But you can set this up, if you set up like a men's accessory store, you can set it up in like wealthier areas. People come in and buy high-quality men's accessories. What were you saying?
How about a wallet?
Yeah.
It sell wallets, and you know those things that kids get where you put the money in and it makes like a sound, like it's like a piggy bank type thing. We could sell those and wallets.
I don't know about this, Craig. I'm not feeling this because I don't think there's
and Swiss school material.
Yeah, well, I see. I mean, you're picking items that I don't think the customers coming to your store for one item is not going to be interested in the other items.
Oh, motor scooters too. There, you're breaking my back here.
I don't know. I think
motor scooters, wallets. Those little piggy bankies and motor scooters.
See,
and
the problem is, I mean,
material.
if you're trying to open up a stuff Craig Jones wants store, then you got it perfect. But if you're wanting to open up a stuff everybody else except for Craig Jones wants store, then you're failing here, because I think you're just buying items that you've thought of that you want to sell instead of items that you've thought of that other people want to buy.
Who wouldn't want a flying motorcycle?
See,
Yeah,
here you gotta.
right.
You gotta.
I know you're right. I'm not doing so good.
No,
I'm not doing so good.
You gotta
You're
think
right. I need this.
more creatively. See, like here.
You're right.
Like, see here.
Like
listen,
clothes.
Yeah,
What about clothes?
Well, listen. Like I had this manufacturing plant. Okay, and we were supposed to be manufacturing these canes. Okay, like these walking canes. Okay.
Yeah.
However, because the manufacturer plant owner, he was a complete bumbling idiot. He got the dimensions all wrong. I fired him. But he got the dimensions all wrong, and we got these little tiny walking sticks, like these. I mean, they're just a little over a foot. I mean, completely useless as a walking stick, except, you know, and this is why I am as wealthy as I am, because of my thinking on my feet like this. Instead of just throwing these walking sticks away, which are completely useless as walking sticks, we instead sold them as a type of specialized drumstick. We marketed them as a specialized drumstick product.
This is why they called you the Lonald.
Yes, this is why they called me the Lonald. This is why Lonald Arlington's investments are among the highest and most profitable.
I don't know how you do it.
I know.
How about clothes?
Clothes.
How about if I you know, just sell clothes?
Yeah, that you know.
Space clothes.
Clothing could work.
Space clothes.
Space clothes.
You know, in the movies, like whenever somebody goes in the future, people are wearing like those shiny outfits that, you know, they're supposed to look futuristic.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm always thinking, man, when's that gonna happen? Maybe I can be the first person to sell future clothes. They'll have like that shiny stuff and those, like, you know, in Back to the Future 2, where he puts on those shoes and they like tighten up on their own. I could sell those. I mean, I could be like the store of the future.
You know,
like it can be the store of the future. Kind of like Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future.
I don't know if this will particularly work as a store necessarily, although, you know, you might have something as far as a fashion brand, maybe a brand that you can sell to for other stores to carry. You can make your brand of futuristic-looking clothing, and maybe it'll become like a fad or a style, and you'll sell a lot of clothes.
Yeah, I like that. How do I do that?
Well, you gotta. You first have to design some clothes, and maybe hire a fashion designer to work on your ideas.
Design clothes.
Yeah,
I can design clothes.
Okay, well, you might have like ideas for the clothes, and you might be able to sketch them out and everything. Except you need a fashion designer, someone with experience in tailoring and stuff, to be able to create something that's creatable, that's actually wearable and makeable.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, because my wife used to sew with her grandma when she was 15, so that would be perfect for her.
Well, I don't know if this is.
She took sewing classes in high school.
Well, I think this is something where you'd want to hire someone who's had industry experience, like within the fashion industry, especially with something as complex as space clothes.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know, because I don't know, because I think this would be a perfect. My wife has always told me that I never pay attention to her, and maybe this would be a good opportunity for us to be together more.
Now, I never go in business with family members. I'm just giving you right there. Don't go in business with family members, and here's the reason why. Because eventually a business decision is going to come up, and you're going to have a disagreement. And see, if you're just working with someone like a business partner, then it's easy to say no, and it's easy to give them the reasons why no. But if it's a family member, then it just becomes a big fight, and it goes into your personal life, and it never works out.
You're right.
Of course, I have been divorced 17 times, so it took me this long to understand that, and I got it now, and I'm giving you a warning. Because I don't want it to
17 times.
To be fair, 14 of those times were to Peruvian mail-order brides, but that's. I don't want to get in my personal life.
Do you just not learn or something?
No, I have a complex, but I don't want to get into this right now.
Yeah, I don't think we should go in.
Yeah,
I want to talk about future clothes.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about mail-order brides.
So, what name ideas do you have for this brand?
space clothes?
Well, that's pretty simplistic. I mean, it might work, but I think. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily hip enough.
Glark. I just thought of that. Glark. It's the first word that came to my mind. Glark jeans. Glark shirts. Glark hats.
I don't know. Glark sounds too cartoony.
What? Yo, I wear Glark.
I don't know. It's just I don't think because we want to if you're wanting to start up a fad clothing business, you gotta have something that the young kids are gonna stick with. I mean, Glark sounds like something that a 7-year-old would wear. The 7-year-old would get excited about his Glark clothes, but I don't think like high schoolers.
What? I mean, what? You got the Nintendo Wii and everybody's getting that.
Students.
That sounds gay. What, the Glark?
Yeah, but
Glark clothes.
I don't know. I'm not feeling Glark. I like space clothes better. Although I still don't necessarily like space clothes that much.
Okay, okay. You got any ideas?
No, I for space clothes, I mean, honestly, most of my investments are in... I do have a couple of things in the accessories industry, but that's about as close as I get to clothing investments. Like I'd said, I was trying to manufacture canes and stuff, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, this is an interesting investment. I mean, this is one that I could see possibly.
RAM.
RAM?
With 3 A's. RAM. I got my RAM jeans, my RAM jackets.
Well, see, I think. See,
what
I mean,
are you
RAM,
wearing? I'm wearing RAM.
Well, RAM might work for like a rugged kind of clothing brand, except I don't think RAM will work for space
clothes.
It's like
RAM. Here comes the future. RAM. Are you ready for the future?
No,
RAM.
I'm not seeing it. I think that's kind of a misbranding. I think RAM.
You get MC Hammer or whoever the kids listen to.
Because RAM is not a terrible.
Pick up the RAM jeans and put them on. Whatever I
don't think that's gonna work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think that's
RAM.
No.
You're pretty much just naysaying everything so far. I mean, it's nothing I do is good for you, Mr. High Horse.
Well, I'm going along with space clothes, okay? Because this is the first. This is the first idea that possibly has any kind of. But what?
4 V's. 4 V's.
4 V's. I don't think that
because you notice in some movies when they go to the future and sometimes there's like aliens and humans in the future and they you don't know how they form a relationship, but they did, and they have these like weird languages in the future like link lock You're right. No, that wasn't. I'm not even gonna.
See, the commercials for that would just not work. I mean, you'd have people saying "buy clothes," and then just people would laugh at them.
So the best commercials are the ones that are funny.
Yeah, but
the Taco Bell dog.
The ones that are intentionally funny.
How do you know that this isn't intentionally funny?
Because it's. I mean, you're saying "buy." I mean, when they go to the store,
we'll definitely remember the name.
Customers are going to feel awkward. Customers are going to feel awkward going to the store and saying, "Hey, do you have any in stock?" They're not gonna want to do that.
How do you know it won't be fun?
Well, there's fun and there's annoying, and I think this is going to fall under annoying.
What about
No, because again, I can't see.
I don't even know how we're going to spell that.
I can't see people going to the store and saying, "Do you have?" They're gonna.
I can.
They're gonna feel like idiots.
I can already see that.
And no one's gonna say, "Do you have?" in size 36. They're not gonna.
That's like a dream come true. You have no idea.
You gotta give it a simpler name. You gotta give it something people can pronounce.
Slick. That just came out of nowhere. Just
Slick.
Well,
Slick is the only name you've come up with that's not completely retarded.
Thanks.
That is Slick. Although I think we're gonna have to look. We're gonna have to get some sort of
Flatanium.
trade. What's that?
Flatanium.
Flatanium. No, Now,
Platanium. You know, like platinum? No, platanium, because they're gonna be like all shiny. It's like
we're back to the retarded
It
names
sounds like the color. It sounds like the style. Platanium. Got the platanium jeans, man. Platanium shoes. Platanium. Platanium. It's not just a clothing line. It's also a way of life. Platanium.
No, because people are gonna know that you're just mispronouncing a word. Platinum.
Platanium.
I don't know. I still I can't go along with that idea. Platanium, really?
Platanium.
Nah. I gotta say no to that. Well, look, we can come up with a brand name later, okay? For your space clothes.
But you like the basic idea.
Well, it's... I don't know if I'd say like, but it's something because you're a friend of mine, I would help put the initial investment in, just to get you to stop calling me.
What?
Just to get you to stop calling me, I put in the initial investment into this. Because you've called me, like, every day for the last 2 years. And I'm getting sick of it. I'm sorry,
so,
you annoy me.
You are going to?
Yes, I will invest in space clothes.
Thank you. Thank you. You have no idea. You have no idea how happy I am.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the first. I mean, none of the other ideas you've come up with so far I think have been marketable at all. I mean, you had the hamburger launcher last week that you were trying to get me to invest in, and I don't see how anyone would necessarily need to launch a hamburger at any point. And then you had the flying telephones. Most of your ideas involve things flying. And you had the light bulb that gave off negative light. That was an interesting one. In all honesty, I mean, I would invest in that, except for the fact that it's impossible. Unless you're, like, creating a black hole in your living room.
Well, as long as you like the space clothes, then that's something.
Yes, I'll invest in space clothes.
I feel like I have succeeded in something if you like the space clothes.
Yes.
So that's been in my mind since I was 9. It's like my childhood dream is coming true now.
Okay, well, space clothes I will invest in. You got to come up with a good name for this. The space clothes doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
I like it.
I don't know. I don't think that's
I think you should sleep on it, and then maybe tomorrow you'll think about Platanium, think about Clark.
Well, I'm not going to think about him too much.
Think about all of that stuff. Sleep on it, and then I'll Skype you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll bring my wife in.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get rid of Skype.
You're gonna get rid of Skype?
I hardly use this computer anyway. I'm gonna get rid of the laptop. I don't like computers. If you need me, you can call my office.
How can you get rid of this stuff?
I just don't use it.
This is the year 2007.
I still use a typewriter.
If you're gonna get rid of your Skype and your laptop, you're not gonna go to MySpace.
For whatever, I try using word processors. I've tried using computers and such. I have staff that does everything that needs to be done on a computer for me, and I never got into it.
Never got into it.
Never got into it. But I understand you like the future stuff. You like.
I like the future stuff. I love computers.
You love computers. You got
motorcycles.
Yeah, you got 100 of those robot barking dog things.
Yeah, I do.
It's very, very loud in your house continuously.
Yeah, they all bark at each other. There's like sensors, so they talk to each other.
You have them
but since there's 100 of them,
you have them on all the time. Every time I've ever come over to your house, they've been there and they've been barking.
Well, we don't want real dogs because, you know, you gotta potty train them and
well,
stuff, and I don't have
can
time for that.
Yeah, I understand why you might want one of them, maybe even two, but 100 seems... You have them in every room of the house, so it's like you gotta have a pack of them everywhere.
I'm lonely, and robot dogs keep me company.
Do they?
Yeah. And I love them. You could tell me that they're not real, but
at least you're happy.
You know, what is real, you know?
At least you're happy.
I mean, they don't, like, you know, nuzzle up to you or anything, but they you know, they seem like they're alive.
Yeah. So, I'll put in a, I'll tell my secretary to write up a check for your investment company. You're going to have to fill out some papers. And we'll get your,
okay.
Yeah, we'll get your company started.
Awesome.
And you can be,
wow, this is amazing.
You can be selling your space clothes by probably about 6 months from now is by the time you'll be able to launch, I think.
That's 6 months.
Yeah, well, it usually takes longer for regular clothing lines, except somehow I don't think there's gonna be too much put into the space clothes stuff. You don't seem like the kind of guy who works on ideas for very long. You seem like the guy who you get an idea in your head and you're done with it. You got it. Is that right?
I do got it though. That's all I need. It's that idea, and it's, you know, that's there. Yeah, future clothes. Future clothes.
You write it down.
I don't even know what the clothes are gonna look like. I just know they're gonna be shiny.
Write it down with a big, comically huge crayon, and we'll get our people working at it, and we'll start up your space clothes company.
Space clothes company. Awesome. It's going to be like Back to the Future 2.
I did not see that movie.
You didn't see Back to the Future 2?
I don't watch movies.
I swear to God, you live under a rock.
I know,
you live under a rock. You haven't come out of that rock until you've seen Back to the Future 2.
I like the old movies.
The old movies? What old movies?
The old movies, back in the day.
Back in the day?
Back in my day.
Back in the day?
Back in my day.
Oh, back in your day, yeah. You are pretty old.
Yeah. Well, the new movies, they got the noise.
Everybody likes Back to the Future.
New movies are just noisy.
Noise?
Yeah.
So you don't like the new movies, and you don't like, you know, no wonder you don't like my names. You're not really, with the times, are you?
Well, you know, most of my investments are not for the modern day person. It's more for the upper class spenders. You know, the businessmen, the executives.
I see.
Very, very few of my investments are outside of that realm.
I'm not for the modern. I'm for the way. I'm like, that's where you and I are different. I'm like way off in there. Way off in the future.
I do own a sponge company.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I own. That's about
sponge company. Yeah.
That's about as hip as my stuff gets. Sponge. So the space clothes will definitely be an interesting addition. I think
yeah.
you know, because I sell mostly items that don't quite clash with space clothes.
I want to sell space clothes. But thanks. You have no idea how much this means to me.
You know, that's odd. I heard something. I could swear that I hear like no, because I took my headphones off and I still heard it.
What?
It sounds like one of your robot dogs.
How did that happen?
I hear one of your robot dogs. And you know, it's weird because I take my headphones off And I can still hear you talking.
Hey, Lonald.
Yeah. So why are you in my my den closet?
Well, I've been, you know, turned down by a lot of people because I'm not good at this minute stuff. So if you weren't going to invest in this crap, then I was going to kill you. I was going to pop out with this knife right here and stab you in the back.
So that's why you wanted to get on Skype instead of the phone, because if you called me, then I would see that it came from my own number.
Yeah. Pretty much. Because nobody ever likes my ideas. I'm always being shut down and stuff. So I'm like, that's it. If this guy, I've known this guy for years. If he can't help me, no one can. And I was gonna kill you, and then I was gonna kill myself. I was gonna try to chop my head off.
This is kind of dramatic,
Yeah, this is kind of embarrassing for me.
I
shouldn't have brought the dog.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere without one of those things.
Yeah, Chichi and Glark.
Yeah. Oh, you have a dog named Glark.
I named one of them Glark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have my secretary give you a check tomorrow if you could leave the house now.
I'm not a bad person.
No, I'm sure you're not. You're just like you stab people apparently.
No, I've never stabbed anyone yet.
You plan to stab people if they don't go along with it.
I planned just one time.
Yeah,
One time.
just once,
you.
yeah.
I was just going to kill you, and that was going to be it. And then myself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can understand the stress of rejection can be pretty great sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you could just get out of my house.
You're not going to call the police or anything,
No, I'm not
going
to.
Investment's still on?
Yes, the investment's still on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you don't, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, well, I figured.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I figured you're not kidding.
No, you don't know me.
Well, you're still holding the knife out.
Yeah, I am, aren't I?
Yeah. So if you could leave, and tomorrow my secretary will write you a check.
Okay. All right. Well, goodbye, Lauren. Thanks for the help.
No problem, Greg.
Come on, Gigi. Come on, Clarky. Oh. Goodbye, Clark.
See ya. Yeah, bye.
See ya. Yeah. Your house smells nice. It smells better than my house.
Yeah, thanks.